Hi, so this week we are talking about internet safety. This is important because our society has become completely dependent on the internet. And while technology is a fantastic tool, unfortunately it's opened the door for dangers that weren't even in existence 30 years ago. Because technology will be used in my classroom, it's my responsibility as an educator and as an adult to make sure my students are safe. Educating them on the importance of internet safety is definitely key. Ways they can remain safe while surfing the web is very important. One way to practice internet safety in my classroom is to create a policy that both parents and students would sign. First of all, giving the student permission by their parent to even access the internet. But it would outline acceptable and unacceptable online behaviors, which I think is really important. I read on the FBI website through this module that our children are our nation's most valuable asset. So much of the future is dependent on them. And so we as adults, educators, parents, whatever our role may be, are held reliable and accountable for setting them up for success. And this certainly includes internet safety. So I really liked the videos that were found on NetSmarts. They were entertaining, they were short, they covered very important, serious topics, but not in a heavy way. So they would be really great for students to watch. I also really enjoyed the discussion starters on the website. I looked on one in particular for social media pages, and they just provided questions to ask your students, like what websites are you on? What social media accounts do you have? What's the purpose of those? Do you know? How often are you on them? So I think having open conversations with our students is really the first step. I also like the teaching digital citizenship training that we did. I do a lot of internet security training because I work for the government, and they can be really dull, but this one was not bad. I think it'd be great for all educators. I think it should be mandatory. I think it'd be great for any adult, especially an adult that has children in their lives, just to become aware of the dangers that the internet holds for anybody really, not just our children. But this training, of course, covered a lot of safety areas like digital literacy and ethics, inappropriate content, sexual solicitation, cyberbullying, and cybersecurity. So there were several points or areas of concern addressed in the article about youth safety on the internet. They included cyberbullying, unwanted sexual solicitation, unwanted exposure to sexual content, the role of privacy, parent and community involvement, and then intergenerational gaps and just the general understanding of internet safety and usage. So though I'm familiar with the broader terms of cyberbullying, this article really clarified for me that there's a lot of a big range of behaviors associated with it. So repetition of action implies that the communication is repeated and that harm was intentional. Cyberbullying is not an isolated event. So I think that was beneficial for me to learn about. And then also, unfortunately, what scares me the most is that the internet is like this wide open pool for unwanted sexual content. We live in a world where everything is sexualized. It's available to anybody. And so therefore, it's really important that not just educators or parents, but adults are aware. There's supervision and management of children on the internet. They need to know what's okay, what's not okay. And I think just know about the potential risks. So lastly, that article recommended that further research needs to be done to ensure the safety of our children on the internet, especially with a better understanding in the role of demographic factors, surveys and research on cyberbullying, and then also the use of mobile devices by youth and how that impacts online safety. I think that's a big one because suddenly mobile devices means that the dangers follow us. We don't have to chase after them. So this was a really interesting module. I'm glad that we covered this topic. Thank you.